So I'm driving around a little bit with my Xray XB2 and my new ESC, the LRP Flow X. Here I have my Xray 8.5 turn motor in the car, and 8.5 turn is on high grip carpet, a little bit slow, so I played mainly around with the boost to push this motor to have something like a 6.5 turn motor. I also played around with the drag brake because with my last ESC, the Hobby Wing E2.1, I put a dedicated value of drag brake for this track in it, and this helps me a lot to control the car. So especially in the fast curve, which is coming now, and over the table, in front of the table, a little bit brake helps a lot to slow down the car and just to make it more predictable. One speciality of this ESC are the different brake types. So there are 4 brake types, and I do not want to explain now all brake types, and I did not have the time yet to check out all the different ones and how they handle. I used the brake type BDX0, and this is was special developed for the Flow X off-road, and they say it has a very linear control of the brakes. With this braking type you have the choice between a ramp of 70% or a deactivated ramp, and ramp means the maximum braking force on high RPMs. So I use here the value 70, so when my car is very fast I have a braking force of 70%, and as slower it gets, the braking force rises up to 100%. For the timing I choose a very high value. As I said before, it's only the 8.5 turn motor, and I choose value 7, which is a value of 21 degrees. Overall, I'm already very happy with this ESC. I like how to set up the values. We do not need a separate program card. We just have 2 buttons, and as an indicator of the values, the small LEDs which are colored, and this works so fine. I was asked how smooth this ESC is. I think it was on Instagram where I was asked this, but yeah, I can only say, yeah, how smooth can an ESC be? So it's very smooth, but the Hobby wings are also very smooth. I think when you compare this racing ESC, which with some kinds of bashing ESC like the Castle Mamba Max Pro, there you have a big difference. But all I can say, it's very, very smooth, and you have a great feedback for the car and throttle input. So also this should be very good, because the price of this ESC is also quite high. It's not the cheapest one. Last but not least, here's an overview of all the values I set up in my LRP Flow X. Keep in mind that it depends from the track where you are racing, and which motor you have in the car. And of course, I'm not finished with the setup, so I will try more things. I will play around with the braking types. And this track, which is in Haslo, will change too. So at the moment, when I cutting this video, the track becomes a new carpet and a new layout. So I will have to adapt the settings once again to the new track. Furthermore, I will also try the LRP X20 13.5 stock motor in my XB2, because when it's winter there will be a racing series in Haslo, and I plan to take part there in the stock class. So this will be also interesting. The flow will be great also for stock motors. It will run then in the blinky mode, which means 0 boost, but there are still enough values to play around with. But anyway, here is the setup I have so far. One additional annotation here: auto brake value is very high to have a good feeling for the car, and the 0.7 ramp value is, I think, too small, because the timing value in this high amount must be reached earlier, especially on high grip carpet track.